Let's talk about setups and displays. This is now part three of our vending series. If you have not watched parts one and two, go back and watch those first. And now we're going to talk about what do you do when you get to an event? How do you set up your tables and your space? Once you get there, you're going to look for your spot. Typically, it is assigned by the host or the organizer of the event. There's usually a sign. So I look for the sign that has my business name on it. And if I don't see one, then I look for the organizer or someone who can tell me where I'm supposed to set up at. The reason why you want to do that is you don't want to just assign yourself a spot because there may be a certain layout that they have according to the type of business. So, in other words, I'm a retail business. And if they have a chef or a cook or a food truck or something, they may have allotted spacing for that. So you don't want to just take it upon yourself to assign yourself a space unless they tell you you can. Now, if there are no assigned spaces and they tell you you can pick out your own spot, I like to get there early just for that reason. And the reason why is because I typically pick a spot where there's a lot of traffic, whether it's foot traffic, car traffic, or public transportation. I like to make sure that my table and my displays are facing traffic so that customers can see me right away as soon as they're coming by. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do. Once you get to your spot, you're going to set up your table, you're going to cover it with your tablecloth, and you're going to use your signage. If you do not have enough space for a stand up sign with your company name and logo, buy a runner. I have a runner from my table that I can lay flat on my table and it faces forward so that people can still see what my business name is. Okay, so you want to make sure you have some type of signage for your table. You want to make sure you have a way that they can pay, whether you accept Venmo, Zelle, Cash App. You want to have those codes on the table displayed. You also want to have your website displayed or your contact information. If you cannot fit all of that on your table, try to have like a smaller table or a stand or something where they have all of that information. Then you're going to set up your products or your items for sale, and you're going to make sure they're spread out evenly so that customers can see clearly what it is that you're offering. Do not have things stacked on top of each other or jumbled together where your customers cannot see it. Now, if you're doing something like a flea market, you may throw things in a box or a bin, but you still want to make sure it's labeled with the pricing on the front so that your customers can clearly know what it is that they're looking for, what they're paying, and what they're getting. I hope that you guys have a successful event. We're going to go to part four next.